Now, the world's most powerful body, the UN Security Council, is expected to discuss the coronavirus outbreak later this week. The decision comes after 9 council members wrote to the UNSC presidency requesting an immediate meeting. Many argue that the council should have been convened in March, but China, who was the council chair in March, kept blocking the initiative. The UNSC follows a system of presidency rotation. So, for the month of April, the Dominican Republic has taken over, and Jose Singer, the special envoy from the Dominican Republic, has promised a meeting on COVID-19 this week. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres will also be briefing the Council on the pandemic. Guterres is likely to raise his demand for a ceasefire in all conflict zones on account of the global health emergency.
When you plan to brief the Security Council on COVID-19?
I've just received an invitation from the President of the Security Council at the request of a number of member states to brief the Council, which I will do, next week.
And beyond the optics of the meeting, the world community will be hoping for the UNSC resolution on the pandemic. There are 2 drafts currently in circulation, one among the permanent members and another among the non-permanent states. The worry, of course, is a Chinese veto that could make the resolution a non-starter. A council resolution would be binding on all UN member states and would help mobilize resources on a war footing. Our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibbal, has more.
The United Nations Security Council is all set to meet on COVID, something that 9 members of the UNSC have spoken with the president of the UNSC for the month of April, which is Dominican Republic. This is something that has been a crucial issue. We know last month as well this issue was raised by several countries at the UNSC, but we know the Chinese weren't very enthusiastic about it. China was the president of UNSC for last month, and the president decides the agenda, and clearly Beijing's message was it is not very happy with the meeting, but now the meeting is expected to take place. We know that the Dominican Republic to United Nations has said that it is being negotiated, and we also know there are 2 drafts which are in the fray, one by the elected members, another by the permanent set of members. And we know also that UN has been found missing over the COVID crisis, even at a time when there are other major bodies which are taking the lead, including the G20. The G20 had a meeting last month at the insistence of G20 leaders and, of course, by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who spoke with the chair of the G20, Saudi Arabia. And then thereafter we saw the G20 video conference, and the action plan is being discussed, and we can see a major announcement by the G20 countries very soon.